Alright, we are back with another video on this baby here, the AI pin that we did our unboxing on. We wanted to wait a little bit, give it a chance to maybe get acclimated to daily usage. I don't know, whatever scenario you want to think of. We had very high expectations for this, but just like any first gen product, there definitely leaves a lot to be desired, and some of these desires are actually in the pipeline for Humane to address. But again, let's talk about it as it stands today. So we've been using it for a little over a week now, and when it works, the promise and the vision that Humane has is definitely one of the best out there. I think the design, the implementation of this pin itself is phenomenal. I think there could be a ton of tweaks, like I said, not just software based, but hardware as well, specifically surrounding the actual laser projector, just because of how basically useless it is anywhere but inside or in a dark area. So, one of the biggest unfortunate takeaways is the inconsistency with this pin. So, the AI pin obviously doesn't house and process a lot of information locally. It feels like everything except for what's the time and what's the weather goes up to the cloud to get that information pulled from. So, I want to show you a couple examples here for what we're talking about. It's so hit and miss. The main issue is consistency, like I said. The new vision feature, even if it's in beta, has so much promise, but then sometimes it just misses altogether. We'll give that a pass because it is in beta, but a lot of the things that Humane has shown in these demos simply just don't work or are very limited in its current state. So let's start with the easy ones, like we said, and ask it, what's the weather? So even let me actually call out one other thing here. The translate feature, when you put two fingers on it to translate, it is a jumbled mess. I have not gotten consistent results out of that at all. One time it might translate for you, the other time it might just spit out gibberish. It's pretty crazy. So we'll talk about that aspect in a second. So we'll go ahead and just touch the pin. What's the weather tomorrow?
Finding tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow will be a pleasant day in Del Rio with sunny skies and a high temperature of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. The real feel will be very warm at 88 degrees Fahrenheit. The UV index will be extreme, so be sure to protect yourself from the sun.
Great response there. No issues with that whatsoever. What time is it?
3:11 p.m.
You can tell how locally that is from the immediate result. There's no filler with finding information. How tall is LeBron James? We'll get that filler here in a second. Finding information.
Finding LeBron's height.
Pause again.
LeBron James is 6 feet 9 inches, 2.06 meters tall.
Who does he play for?
Finding LeBron's team. LeBron James currently plays for the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA.
So, it's nice the follow-up questions work tremendously well, but then when it doesn't work, it fails miserably. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask it something in Greek, see if it will translate to English, or say, translate this to Greek, and it never works. So, two fingers again for the actual piece of the translation function, right on the pin. Tikanis imekalasi.
Το εμεκαλάσει το τι κάνει.
Didn't translate it right. Can you say that in English?
Μπορείτε να το πείτε αυτό στα αγγλικά.
So we're getting different results each time. What time is it in Greek?
Τι ώρα είναι στα ελληνικά.
That was a good translation from English to Greek, actually. That sounded tremendously well. I want to go to the beach.
Θέλω να πάω στην παραλία.
So, if I want it to translate back, though, Tikanis.
Τι κάνεις.
It repeats it. Didn't translate it, didn't do anything of that sort. Maybe it's because it recognizes my own voice, but every time we've tried, I've used an outside source. It's so intermittent, it's terrible. Now, I want to go ahead and ask it a random fact that it'll pull and show you on the laser projector just how terrible it is. And actually, since I lifted it up, I'll try to show you this. It might be hard in the light. but I'll try to capture it for you. You can see it actually put it in Greek on the pin on the laser display what it said. Now, that makes no sense. It's nothing about what I wanted, but nonetheless, it is still there. You can see it is a very well lit room that we're in, and yeah, it's just not that bright of a display. It is very interesting how they have this time of flight sensor to actually get the distance around to give you all of your menus, but it's just so different. Navigation isn't that hard, but it's just so different to actually be able to hop around all of these menus easily. There's no time I'd ever actually say, hey, I wish I could use this in public. Now, the counter to that is obviously I would love to be able to see something easy at a quick glance without it having to read everything. Let's go ahead and do one of those examples for you. How tall is the Empire State Building? So once it's searching, if you don't want to hear it again, being able to pull it up, you can see it says finding Empire State height, and it actually shows it right there. Trying to see if you guys can read it, I'm not sure, but it definitely pulled it up. It works very well in that case. So again, first generation product, first generation shortcomings. These are all software tweaks that can help with updates. The other piece, wearing a normal shirt like we wear, just a t-shirt or anything, not a thicker coat, this definitely does get warm, and you can feel the battery booster right behind you. The other downside is the amount of effort it takes to have the laser put on. If you have it casting consistently and asking it questions over and over, unfortunately, it has crashed or shut down or simply not responded. So I should technically be able at this point to go ahead and raise my hand up, find that location, and it should project. Not happening. The only time that shouldn't happen is when the device is locked, so it's separated from the booster to the actual battery on the pin. That's fine. Then you have to speak to it. But if you tap it, raise it, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, just depending on the battery height. It is working right now, so take that for what you would like. Also, outside, this sound isn't quite loud enough if you're in a loud area to be able to hear from the speaker itself. Take that into account. You can use Bluetooth headphones. That was a great addition. The not so great other addition is the cellular connectivity here. I have seen multiple reports on X and including ourselves when we go make a call, it'll just fail. Or when we go to get a call, it won't proceed through. The number's obviously assigned. They use T-Mobile as their Monovo carrier, so shouldn't be any issues. T-Mobile's been around a while. Their Monovo services are tremendously good actually at this point, and I'm not sure what is causing the issues with that, but making a call is horrible. If you wanted to do it, God forbid you want to do it actually without your voice and actually use the projector, it takes forever to even just dial a number to select. So again, this could just be me venting on these aspects, but it is definitely not the most seamless operation. I know Humane is looking to go away from apps as a whole and want you to focus simply on this baby here as its own ecosystem, but I really do feel like if they have the Humane Center and turn it into an app on the iPhone or Androids, it would be so much more beneficial to be able to tweak and customize and be able to really check your settings more easily than using the pin and the laser projector. It just takes way too long. It's not intuitive, and it just frustrates me more than anything, to be honest with you. Now, I know we've done a lot of knocking on this pin on this video. However, this is 110% what I want as a future AI device. Since it uses different models and all that, the R1 from Rabbit looks amazing. However, I don't want to have to carry a large device like that around with the phone at the same time. Humane has the right idea trying to, eliminate one of those aspects and just have this, but there is still some weight to it. Again, first generation product, that might get fixed down the line, but in its current implementation, it does leave a little bit to be desired. So yeah, that is a quick kind of overview of what our experiences have been in the last week. Let us know down below if you have a pin. Have you experienced these same issues? Are you going to get one? Has your thought changed on Humane's AI pin as a whole? Let us know. We're going to be doing more videos on this pin. I can't wait to see V2 when it comes out next year. I can't wait to see all of these updates that are on the pipeline for Humane that they've already actually laid out for consumers. So it's only going to get better, hopefully. I'm definitely still excited about it, but I can tell you I don't find myself wearing it as much as I thought, especially at its current price point. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.